When October rolls in, most gardeners think the growing season is over, but this is actually the perfect month to wake up tired, lifeless soil before it slips into winter dormancy. Beneath the surface, microbial life is slowing down, nutrients are leaching away, and bare beds risk turning compacted and infertile. Yet a simple natural solution exists: plant life. The right plants can rebuild soil structure, feed microbial networks, and restore the humus layer before spring even arrives. These aren't decorative plants, they are workhorses designed to heal the earth. Here's how to use 5 of the most powerful soil-reviving species in October, especially if your garden is struggling after a long, dry summer. Start with clover to feed and rebuild microbial life. Clover is one of the fastest ways to bring life back into dead or compacted soil. In October, white clover and crimson clover varieties thrive in mild temperatures and short daylight hours. Clover's secret is its relationship with rhizobium bacteria, which colonize its roots and fix atmospheric nitrogen into a plant-available form. This natural nitrogen factory not only nourishes clover itself, but also leaves behind a rich reserve for your next crop. To establish clover effectively, rake the soil lightly and broadcast the seed at a rate of about 1 pound per 1,000 square feet, then press it gently into the surface with your foot or a board. Water once, and let nature do the rest. Clover germinates fast in cool soil and forms a dense mat that prevents erosion, shades out weeds, and adds organic matter when cut back or turned under later. When you chop it down in late winter, the roots and residue act like a slow-release compost, feeding everything beneath. Use mustard to cleanse and decompact the soil. Dead soil often hides a bigger problem: root pathogens and compaction. Mustard, especially white mustard, is one of the most efficient biofumigant plants you can grow. When mustard leaves and stems decompose, they release compounds called glucosinolates that naturally suppress harmful nematodes, fungal spores, and disease organisms. Think of it as a soil detox that doesn't rely on chemicals. So, in October, you want to sow mustard pretty densely, about 2 pounds for every 1,000 square feet, on those beds that have been really worn out by heavy feeders like tomatoes, corn, or potatoes. Just keep it watered lightly so the roots can get down deep before the frost sets in. After about 6 to 8 weeks of growth, go ahead and cut it down, then dig that green material lightly into the top 3 inches of soil. And then, cover it all with straw or leaves to trap those biofumigant gases as the plant breaks down. By spring, you'll notice a softer texture, fewer weeds, and this sweet earthy smell that lets you know the microbes are getting back in balance. Let vetch do its work to repair nitrogen and moisture levels. Hairy vetch might just look like a simple vine, but its root system is doing some real magic under the surface. It thrives in October's cool air, and can handle frosts that would take out most other legumes. Once it's rooted, vetch actually threads deep into those compacted layers, aerating hardpan zones and fixing large amounts of nitrogen. So, it's ideal if your garden suffered from drought or sandy conditions that strip nutrients away. To establish it, just mix vetch seed with a bit of compost and sprinkle it evenly at about 1.5 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Then, lightly rake it in and mulch with a thin layer of straw. Within a few weeks, you'll see feathery growth climbing and spreading, a living blanket that traps moisture and shields soil microbes from cold air. By spring, when you cut it back and mix the biomass in, you'll be adding the equivalent of a slow-release organic fertilizer, roughly equal to 1 inch of compost in nitrogen benefit. Plant oats to restore structure and organic carbon. Oats aren't just for breakfast, they're an excellent cover crop for rebuilding soil structure. Their fine, fibrous roots reach deep, breaking up compaction and increasing porosity so air and water can move freely again. In dead soil, where organic carbon is depleted, oats contribute one of the best ratios of carbon to nitrogen, typically around 25:1, which decomposes efficiently without locking up nutrients. In October, you'll want to sow oats pretty thickly, about 3 pounds for every 1,000 square feet, right into bare beds or even between your fall crops. Keep them trimmed once they reach around 10 inches tall, since that really encourages more tillering and helps boost root density. As oats grow, they actually pull up minerals like potassium and calcium from those deeper soil layers, then deposit them closer to the surface once they decompose. When frost eventually kills off the tops, just leave that residue right where it is as a mulch layer. It protects your soil all winter long while slowly feeding worms and beneficial fungi. By spring, you'll notice your soil is looser, darker, and honestly, just a whole lot more alive. So, if you're dealing with really tough soil, like hard as a brick, with no air pockets and always puddling, turn to daikon radish for deep decompaction and drainage. This Japanese variety, which is often called a tillage radish, sends a thick taproot way down into the subsoil, breaking through those compacted zones that, honestly, even a spade can't get through. To get the most out of daikon radish, planted in early to mid-October while the soil's still warm enough for germination. You'll want to use about 8 to 10 seeds per square foot. The roots will swell all through November and sometimes they'll reach 12 to 18 inches long. When winter frost finally kills the tops, the roots decay right where they are, leaving behind channels that act just like natural drain pipes. These voids improve water infiltration, root penetration, and microbial oxygen levels. If combined with oats or vetch, daikon enhances their performance, creating both vertical and horizontal soil aeration zones. By spring, the surface layer will hold moisture longer, and you'll see a visible increase in worm activity and crumbly structure. To get the best results, don't just plant one species, combine 2 or 3 that complement each other. For example, oats and vetch make a classic combination, one providing carbon, the other nitrogen. Clover under daikon creates both surface cover and deep aeration. Always mow or chop these covers before they set seed, then incorporate the biomass while still green to lock in nutrients. Within one season, the transformation is striking. Hard soil softens, color deepens, and even previously barren spots begin hosting worm tunnels again. Healthy soil is a living system, and October is the moment to feed it rather than forget it. If you invest just a few handfuls of seed now, nature will repay you with fertile, living ground by spring. No fertilizer required. To keep learning how to bring soil back from the dead using natural methods, make sure to subscribe to Hydrohaven and share this guide with fellow gardeners who want to turn their beds into living ecosystems again.